Today's lesson is about operation of algebraic fractions. This is the formula for you to use to deal with the operation of algebraic fraction. For number 1, first of all, you need to analyze your denominator. See, 1 and x is different. You don't have a common factor. Then use this formula. Make things so easy. So you got denominator multiply, that's xy. Then you do cross multiply. X times x means x squared. This is minus, so y times y, that's y squared. So you got the x squared minus y squared over xy. This will be the solution. For number 2, if it's not a fraction, I put over 1. Then check denominator is different. That's why I can use this formula. 1 times x, that's x. We cross multiply. You get the x squared. This 2 multiply, that's minus y. This will be the solution. For number 3, if you use this formula, it's not a good choice because you have the same common factor as the denominator. We know that a over b plus or minus c over b. Since we have the same denominator, keep the same denominator, numerator will be a plus or minus c. That's the reason I multiply by c here. I multiply by c here. So that I got the same denominator, that's ac. Then I got the b minus d times c. This will be the solution. Let's clarify something because some students ask me the question, you have x squared, you have x, so can they reduce like this? First of all, if you have division line, only factor you can reduce. For example, if I have 7x over 4x, I can reduce this x. Because this is a multiplication, that's factor, you will get the 7 over 4. But when you have 7 plus x over 4x, you cannot reduce because this is a adding. That's 2 terms. Only factor. Factor means multiplication. See, like this is a 7 times x, 4 times x. Then you can reduce. That is reduced to 7 over 4. This part is not a factor. You cannot reduce like this. You cannot do that. In other words, this is really wrong. You cannot reduce in this way. Only factor you can. So, in this way, x plus 3 over 3. You cannot reduce them, but you can just separate them like x over 3 plus 3 over 3. Then reduce this one into 1, so you will get the x over 3 plus 1. We know that for complex fraction, we focus on the denominator. So denominator is b, we drop down. This denominator will go to the top. Then we do multiplication. Answer is a times d and b times c. Then there's another rule. If your numerator is exactly the same thing, yes, you can reduce them. And this part we still drop b, and then is make a c go up. You will get the c over b. If you have same denominator like a over b, then it's c over b. You can reduce also, so you get the like a over c. Before you make your denominator going up or your denominator drop down, make sure you have clear division line. See, like this. Clear division line. For number 4, you cannot say, okay, this is a y. Denominator, I go jump to the top. You cannot do that because it's not a clear division line. You have minus sign before this division line. You cannot do that. In other words, you have to deal with this operation of a fraction first. So I go to over 1, cross multiply, denominator multiply less y, then you get the y over here minus 1. So y minus 1. In this part, then you can do the operation of a complex fraction. This is the denominator. I jump to the top, multiply. So I got the y over y minus 1. Do not try to reduce these two. That's really wrong. Let's go to number 5. So we got operation of subtraction to the top. You will get the denominator multiply, that's xy. Cross multiply, you got the x squared minus y squared. For the denominator, we do the same thing. I have xy. Cross multiply, we got the y minus x. So we reduce these two because we have the same denominator for this complex fraction. So we got x squared minus y squared over y minus x. We learned the dose factoring. That means a squared minus b squared equals a plus b times a minus b. Dose factoring, D stands for the difference of square. Difference of square. In other words, I have x squared minus y squared. I can do this dose factoring. So I got the x plus y, x minus y. Then over y minus x. This is the fact. It's a minus b. It's opposite to b minus a, which means I can put the negative sign before that. Therefore, a minus b over b minus a, it will be equal to negative 1. This is the fact. Remember that. In this case, I have x minus y and y minus x. Reduce, that's negative 1. So we do distributive property, we got the negative x minus y. This is the final answer.